Hey, what is going on YouTube? So today this isn't going to be like my usual videos where I do a competitive team and play on the doubles ladder. With Series 8 coming up, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a tier list of the legendary Pokemon. I'm sure this has probably been done before. There's no doubt in my mind this has been done before, but considering you're only allowed one restricted mon now from Series 8, it's going to be quite hard to choose from all of these legendary Pokemons on the screen now. So I thought I'd just give a little rundown of just where I'd rank them and where I'd place the priority to. Like most of these legendaries, they do stuff, but some of them just need that little extra support to make them just exceed that a little bit well. So we're just going to run over a few things with all these Pokemon and explain why I put them where and whatnot, and hopefully it will help you build your team for Series 8 and getting everyone ready. So let's start off with Mewtwo. So it's quite hard to start, really. I'd probably put Mewtwo A, mainly because Psychic types at the moment aren't great. Just in general, Urshifu, Incineroar, just those two alone are just incredible threats to Mewtwo, because Mewtwo can't really do much damage. But although if you can get say an expanding force with like Indeedee Follow Me, you may be able to do something with that, but again, you ain't touching the Urshifu, you ain't touching the Incineroar, so you ain't doing much there anyway. But bearing in mind, Mewtwo has a very, very good move pool, so I'm sure if you work, like I said, if you have the support right and you have something there, Mewtwo will be great. So let's move on to the next one, because there's not really much to say about Mewtwo. He's just really high special attack, expanding force, and has a good move pool, and that's pretty much it for Mewtwo. Right, so let's go on to Lugia. I like Lugia. I don't think it's better than Mewtwo, but I don't think it's worse than Mewtwo, so I think I'm going to put it in A as well. Lugia is actually incredibly bulky, has multi-scale, you can take a hit, you can take multiple hits, even without the multi-scale. Super bulky. I'm actually in a draft league, and I'm using Lugia for that reason. Grimmsnarl screens, Lugia, brilliant. The only thing that lets Lugia down is obviously its typing. Again, Psychic is not a great typing. Flying type, a lot of weaknesses. So the typing ain't great. We do resist the fighting though by quite a good amount. So that's the plus side. But the other plus side is that he is super bulky. Gets things like Earth Power. Can set up max airstreams. You can even set up Calm Mind. Turn 1 if you've got a redirector. Oh, you don't even need a redirector. You can take the hit, Calm Mind, take the hit, recover, Dynamax, max airstream. Then you're then faster than their whole team. It is very, very, very good. But again, the Psychic typing is what lets it down, along with the flying typing as well. But it does what it needs to do, I suppose. It's a bulky Pokemon, and I'll leave it at that for that one. But that is where I'd rate this one. I'd say A is a solid A. A solid A. I'd probably put Lugia, if we're doing it in order, Lugia probably above the Mewtwo because it's got the dual typing on there. And we will go with Ho-Oh. I want to say B tier, but I think it has the same sort of role as the Lugia, because it's 4 times weak to rock, but it is really bulky and it has a high attack stat. So maybe we'll put it in A. Maybe we'll put it below Mewtwo though, just for the 4 times weakness to rock. But Ho-Oh's not too bad. Good bulk. I'd put a weakness policy on it though, for sure. 100% would put a weakness policy on it. Dynamax, take a hit, or even set off the weakness policy yourself. You could Aqua Jet into it, sort of thing, and then max airstream, max flare, whatever you want to do. It's pretty good. It's got same. I think it's got the same special attack stats as Ho-Oh. Lugia even, sorry. Yeah, so Ho-Oh has the same defensive stats as Lugia on the special defense, but it has lower defense. So those physical rock moves will hurt a lot more. But yeah, I'd probably say it's a solid A pick, just for the weakness policy, again, A tier seems to need, what I'm kind of building it up as is you kind of need some sort of support, some sort of weakness policy, or some kind of redirection to set up. Right, so we have Kyogre next. Kyogre is solid. Oh, I want to say S, but I think I'm going to go A, just because primals are not a thing in this. Solid A, sets up Rain. Rain's always good to set up, and also you can just water spout everything. If you can get a Tailwind up, again, you don't need the support. If you get a Tailwind up and then water spout in Rain, you are doing some incredible damage, and it does it to both Pokemon on their side of the field. So Kyogre, very, very good. Just a little bit of support, which is why I'm going to put it in the A. And I'm going to put the same for Groudon as well. Same thing. Sets up Sun. I'd say Kyogre's probably better, but it's Groudon can set up Sun, and it can just help your chlorophyll, the chlorophyll Pokemon. I don't know why I struggle with that word. Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll? Yes, chlorophyll. Just thinking of something else then. I think I was getting that wrong. Help out those types of players, those types of Pokemon. Wow, my words are all over the place. Helps those types of Pokemon, picks up their speed. Once they're going off, you're popping off as well. So it's kind of goes both ways. So it's a solid A pick as well there. Solid A pick. So you could pair Venusaur instead of Torkoal for this one, because it's a much better option than Torkoal to have in that slot. Rayquaza. I'm going to put Rayquaza in A tier, I think. I'm going to put it in A tier. It's got the airlock, which can cancel out the weather effects from these two. But again, other than that, it gets killed by like an ice shard, so it's not that great. But it has a very good attack stat. It's fairly quick as well. You just need something like screens, just to help reduce that ice type damage that you're gonna take, because you will take it. People are preparing for it. Not preparing. They're always carrying an ice type Pokemon these days, or an ice type move. So just because of that reason, Rayquaza isn't going to appreciate those ice shards. But otherwise, Rayquaza has a fairly good move pool. But I'd probably say it's no better than... I'd probably put maybe something like that on here. I think Rayquaza's good in that spot. Next up is Dialga. I'll put B. I've not really used Dialga too much, to be completely honest. So I'm not really 100% sure on what it does. Steel Dragon just reminds me of maybe like a Duraludon. Duraludon's alright. So this might be a slightly better version, but still. I don't think it can do too much. So yeah, Dialga, I just had a quick look. Dialga doesn't really do a great deal. It can set Trick Room, or it could reverse Trick Room, however you want to look at it. It does have a very good special attack, though, I have to give it that. Base 150, I think it is, or 154. Special attacks. That's not too bad. Overall, quite bulky. So you could technically get those Trick Rooms off if you wanted to, or reverse Trick Rooms. So not too bad at all. But again, it doesn't really do a lot. So probably like B tier, I'd say. Palkia, probably the same. Palkia don't really do much different to Dialga, really. They have the same sort of stats. I think Palkia is physical, though. Yeah, as I thought. Palkia pretty much does the same thing as Dialga. Not really much difference. They can't really do much other than be a bit bulky, have a bit of a threat presence just because of their high special attacks. But yeah, I think Dialga's more bulkier than Palkia. Palkia has slightly less health, HP than Dialga. So if you're going to go with... I'll put Dialga there because he's slightly more bulky. Their hidden abilities is Telepathy, which is okay if you're running ground types and stuff that does like spread damage across the field, like Sludge Wave. But Sludge Wave doesn't affect the Dialga anyway, because it's Steel type. But yeah, they're okay. But again, I think you need a lot of support with these two, more than what I'd say these up here so far. So we have next Giratina. We'll just do the normal form of Giratina. I'm gonna put it in B, and that's just purely because Dragapult's better. I'm just gonna call it Dragapult's better. If you want to use a Ghost Dragon type, use Dragapult. It's faster. Yeah, probably not as bulky, but it's faster. Just better stats and just better allocated of the stats than Giratina. So that's where I put him. Reshiram. I want to say B. Like a high B, low C, maybe. Maybe some. I'm gonna put high B. Fire Dragon type's nice. It's just a good typing. Yeah, it's just got a good all-round bulk. Good typing. Really good special attack. I think it's the ability Turbo Blaze ignores other abilities. So things like multi-scale on the Lugia will just be ignored, so that you won't take that resisted hit to begin with. So that's pretty good. Yeah, it's a high B. It's quite scary. Again, a ground type can take care of it though. So yeah, I'm gonna put that high B, low A. I don't think it's quite an A, but I don't think it's. I think it needs some kind of support there with this. Maybe something to set up, but it is good nonetheless. And I'll probably do the same for Zekrom. Probably do the same. They pretty much do the same things. They have the same abilities. Obviously, one has an electric move. One has a fire move, like special to them. So it's like Fusion Bolt, Fusion Flare. Fusion Bolt is obviously physical. So Zekrom's physical. So it's basically whether you want a physical attacker or a special attacker, or maybe you want a fire dragon or a electric dragon. Again, electric dragon probably not as good as the fire dragon. Personally, that's just personally. Remember, this is my personal opinion. I'm not saying this is the list to go from. I'm just a person telling you what I think of these Pokemon and how I'd play them, or how I think they would do in this meta. I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong, but let's do it anyway. So this is where it gets interesting. So I'm gonna do Kyurem White. I'm gonna put him up here. I'm gonna put them both up here because these are disgusting special attackers. I think their special attacks like base 170. Yeah, base 170 on special, base 170 on physical. That does a lot of damage, and considering it can ignore abilities, so I'm guessing things like Levitate. If you have like, I'm sure one of these will know some form of ground move. Rotom, dead. Thinking you can escape it. Mimikyu. I know Mimikyu isn't used quite a lot, but if Mimikyu's on the field, you just ignore the disguise. I think, or should ignore the disguise, and it should just take it out because that's what Mold Breaker does. So I'm guessing it's just like Mold Breaker for these ridiculously overpowered special and physical attackers. So I'm going to put them both there because again, they're both the same, but they are stupidly strong. And I'll probably put Kyurem. Those three are probably all the same. Those three are the same. These two are the better two. So if you want to go with something that won't need much support, probably these two. I'm almost tempted to put these two in A+, just for the reason of how ridiculously strong they are. So Xerneas is a solid A as well, because Geomancy. Being able to just +1 all your stats is incredible. You just become incredibly bulky, incredibly strong in one turn. The only thing I will say, one redirection, that's all it needs to set up, and this thing can go to town. That's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah, if you want to know more about that, just go look at Sun and Moon videos, competitive, from like a couple of years ago, and you'll see why this thing deserves the A+ spot. Definitely really good. And I'm going to put Yveltal... I'm going to put Yveltal right there. Yveltal does the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but it has a very good supportive role. It can go fast mode because it's got Tailwind. It can go offensive mode because it's got good stat distribution. It has things like I think it can do like Sucker Punch, which is just insane because that'll do incredible damage. I'll just double check the stats on him though. Yeah, you can go either way with Yveltal. I forgot that it actually... I just thought it was... it peaked a little bit more on the physical side, but it actually has equal special attack and physical attack. Just double checking that over. And it has an insane amount of HP, so it's incredibly bulky. So it can take a hit, set Tailwind up, and then it sets your team up, and then it can set itself up to do some really nasty stuff. So look out for him. And if you decide to use him, the Dark Flying type isn't a bad typing either, to be fair. Just like Moltres. It's, well, if you're gonna go down that route, if you want to use your restricted slot, I'd use that over Moltres if you're going to do that. Because you can do Comfey, Weakness Policy, Tailwind. The list goes on, and it's just better than Moltres. Personally, it's better than Moltres. Moltres has its place, but Moltres needs more setting up, whereas Yveltal can do that itself, which is why I'm giving it the A+ slot here. It's nasty. Zygarde. I never really played with Zygarde, but I don't think it does much at all. I'm just going to put these all in B for now. Yeah, I may even demote these down to C. I don't think they're that great. Got a lot of HP, the complete form, so I'll probably put that one up there. But I'm just thinking it doesn't change to the complete form till the end of the turn. So he has to end the turn at half health for that to kick in and to be useful. And he's not overly bulky defensively. He has a lot of HP, but that's about it. If you could just double into it, it's not very good. I'm going to put it in C, to be fair. I'm just going to put that in C. And I'll probably put these into C as well. These two, just because, obviously, you got Solgaleo, which is probably a B tier. It's good. Again, Psychic type, not the best. Steel type, well, the Steel typing's okay. The Psychic typing is not the best. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, it has Full Metal Body, which basically like inner focus, sort of, because you can still be flinched, but you can't have any of your stats lowered at any time. Even if they parting shot, your stats don't get lowered. So that's pretty good, but again, fairly bulky. Not anything that stands out majorly to me anyway. Like, it's not like a huge attack stat or like a huge special defense or whatever. There's just, it's pretty average. Fairly big HP, but that's about it. Probably something with a weakness policy. Probably need a bit of support there if you're going to run Solgaleo. Probably the same with Lunala, but I'd probably rate Solgaleo a little bit better. Yeah. I'm not sure if you're actually allowed to use Ultras in this, so we'll just jiggle them down out the way. Necrozma. Again, Psychic typing, not great. Yeah, Necrozma, it does have the Prism body, which is the same as Rhyperia's ability, where you take 3/4 of the damage of a super effective attack. So you take a little bit less damage. It's probably slightly better than these two. I'd say it's more of a support Pokemon, I'd say. It's got a good move pool, can have a lot of coverage as well, like most Psychic types do. But that's what it really can do. I don't think it's that brilliant. Otherwise, yeah. Let's go. Oh, we'll move these two out of the way because we ain't gonna bother with them. So we'll go with Zamazenta, Zacian, sorry. S tier. Do I have to say why? I should probably say why. One, its ability, Intrepid Sword, +1 straight off the back. You're a +1 right off the back. It has a stupidly high physical attack. It's stupidly fast. It's any downside is you can't Dynamax, but that doesn't matter because it has a Dynamax move that does more damage to Dynamax Pokemon. Its typing is brilliant. 2 weaknesses. That's fire and ground. That's it. And it's super fast. It's super annoying. You need, if you're not running this, you need a way to stop this from going off because this is gonna be, the #1 Pokemon I think next month, without a doubt. Personally, in my opinion, the #1 Pokemon. So Zamazenta probably not as good as Zacian, but I think it's a solid A+. Not as good as these 4 here. I may even move Xerneas up. I'm thinking of moving Xerneas up because Xerneas is actually probably just as threatening. No, probably no. I'm gonna leave it top A, the top of A+. But yeah, Zamazenta. So you get the +1 defense. The typing's not great. Fighting Steel, same as Lucario. And do you ever see Lucario in VGC battles? Not very often. Not very often at all. And I think one of the reasons is because of that typing. But again, I think Zamazenta is not supposed to play the role of straight off attacking like Zacian is. It has a defensive role. It has a support role. It has things like coaching, so you can do a fast coaching +1 on defenses and add in an extra attack onto one of your other Pokemon. I know it's a lot to ask to take up your legendary slot, but again, if you're boosting stats to your other Pokemon, it's good, and it can take a hit. It's got good defensive stats, good HP. It's a good all round. I'd probably say it's better than these lot, just because it's more of a support like these two, the Kyogre and Groudon. It has its place in this A tier, whereas these need support, and this does the supporting here. But also can do things itself, like Behemoth Bash will do a good amount of damage to Dynamax Pokemon, surprisingly. So support role, definitely a top support role there for Zamazenta. Eternus, garbage. I don't think Eternus is good at all. You can't Dynamax it. It has the Eterna Beam, but again, I think that's a Dragon type move. So if you target onto something and they switch into Fairy, it's like, well, doesn't do anything. Poison type isn't great because of the Steel types going around. So it has too many things that it just can just be immune to it personally. And with all the other options, I'd probably say it's better than these lot though. Actually, maybe a low B, because I think it's better than these. I don't think these are very good at all. Again, my opinion, if one of those is your favorite Pokemon, no offense to you, put it up in the S if you want. If it's one of these your favorite Pokemon, this is just my opinion. Do not be offended. This is just my opinion. So I think Eternus' place is there again. It's yeah, it probably deserves to go there. Right, so pretty much this goes in S tier and this goes in S tier, and then this. Oh, we'll talk about these two first because the horses were dumb. I mean, the horses were absolutely dumb on their own, and then you add another Pokemon to them, and it's just like, who made these? Who made these Pokemon? They are dumb. They have incredible stats. Incredible stats. Like, yeah, alright. Glacier, well, the Ice Rider, I think they call it, has a slow, is a bit slow, but has all the bulk in the world, all the attack in the world, and just like, oh yeah, you hit me, oh, I just kill you back, and then gets a +1, and then gets a +1 off killing you. It is insane. Definitely S tier, without a doubt. And also the Glacial Lance targets down both. So if you get hit with like a, say you get hit with like a Rock Slide, and you don't flinch, you proc your weakness policy that you've put on it, and you go for that, you'll probably just straight out KO both Pokemon on the field. I reckon even if it was a resisted hit, yeah, I reckon you still KO the Pokemon. It's ridiculous how much damage. It's a base 130, I think it is, Ice type move. Insane. And the same goes for the Shadow Rider. Obviously the speed, it's super quick. It's got a super special attack. It's got a good amount of bulk as well. It's not as bulky as the Ice Rider, but it's got a good amount of bulk, and it has Astral Barrage, and you'll be surprised, even at like a -1, what you can still kill on the other side of the field. It's incredible. It's insane. Definitely, without a shadow of doubt, these three will be at the top of Peakalytics in stuff like that next month of usage. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Let's just go to Calyrex quickly. I'm just going to put this down at the bottom of C tier. Doesn't do anything. Grass Psychic, 2 not great typings at all. Doesn't really do anything. Needs to be sat on his horses to be good. So I wouldn't really say these are competitive at all, really. Like, I'm not going to say at all, because people will do it for like meme teams and stuff. So these, I'd rate these as less likely to be seen. I'd say these will probably be like the rogue teams. That's what you want to call them, like rogue, like just people trying them out, people making some fun, very niche things with these teams, and then people will actually, with this sort of tier, will be looking to set up. This team will do the setting up for you, and then this tier is the danger tier. You if you see these on the other team, prepare for these 3, and then prepare to be able to stop these these 5 and stuff like that. But so that is it for my tier list. I don't know if I've explained that well enough. I was trying to make it quick. I didn't want to make like a huge hour-long video, so I did try and just breeze over a quick reason why I think this is roughly where, if there was like a Peakalytics percentage thing and you scroll down through the list, this is where I reckon they'd be roughly. Obviously there'll be blanks in between for all the other Pokemon, but this is the order I think they'll be, just purely because of just the way the meta is at the moment. You can kind of get a good feel for it. Plus there was the GS Cup that Wolfie did and stuff like that recently, and a lot of these were used. So just prepare for these top 2 rows, and maybe I'll do another video going over some builds for these 3. Yeah, maybe even get some builds, get some teams going for these, and show you how to do these sets. If that's something you like, leave a comment down below if you'd like to see that. Because I'll be quite interested in doing something like that anyway. Because I have a good idea for these 3 already, as you probably should at this stage. But that is my opinion on these. If you do like this video, please leave us a like. It helps the channel out a lot, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of these videos, or you want to check out my other lot. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, and get notified when I next upload a video. So until then, peace out.